It's Monday night in Tryon, North Carolina, and again, want to thank everybody that wished me a happy birthday. And I want you to know I took my birthday off from making devotion and enjoyed my grandchildren and my daughter, who get to spend a couple of days with me. We're in Proverbs chapter 9, beginning at verse 7. And we have one more lesson in Proverbs 9, and then we're going to switch subjects, and I want you to start thinking about the subject. What do you look for in a leader? Well, when my brother asked me that and said, do a study from the New Testament, my first reaction was he's talking about church leaders. And then I realized he was probably talking about political leaders. And certainly there's some characteristics, especially if you're a Christian, where what you look for in a political leader and what you look for in a church leader are very similar if you're a Christian. Not so if you're not a Christian. But in any case, I'm going to make an attempt to, and I won't limit myself to the New Testament because I don't think that's correct. God inspired the whole book, and so we'll be using the whole book of the Bible to look at what we should look for in a leader. And so you may want to start thinking about that, not only as it pertains to spiritual leaders in the church, but as it pertains to governmental leaders at the city, state, national level. What is it that you want from your leader? And what is that you should be looking for in that leader? And if you have some of those ideas jotted down, it'll be very helpful to you as we go through this study. Anyway, Proverbs chapter 9, beginning at verse 7. One of the things that we need to remember is that when we correct someone, very often it may be somebody that scoffs at our faith, scoffs at our religion, and it really doesn't help anything. As a matter of fact, here in verse 7 it says it brings dishonor to yourself. And if you reprove a wise man, you'll certainly wind up with them becoming even wiser. But if you reprove a wicked man, it will bring back insults, and nothing good will come out of it. Do not reprove a scoffer, because he will hate you. And that's true, isn't it? When you try to correct somebody that's a scoffer, disbeliever, an unbeliever, very often all it does is create resentment. They say there's two things you should never talk about. One is religion and one is politics, and it's sure to end in an argument. But I would suggest to you that if you approach religion on the right basis, and you don't bruise the fruit, you don't wind up hitting somebody over the head with the Bible, you have a chance to bring somebody to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. On the other hand, if you debate politics, chances are all you're going to do is make the other person mad, because they've already decided what they believe about their candidates, and you've decided what you believe about your candidates, so it's likely not going to end well. It says, reprove a wise man, and he will love you. What a contrast for reproving somebody that's wicked or reproving a scoffer. A wise man is wise enough to understand that there's wisdom in many counsel. And one of the things that I believe Ronald Reagan succeeded in as president was surrounding himself by wise people who he listened to, and used many good inputs to make decisions. In any case, if we give instruction to the wise, he just gets even wiser and improves even more in his knowledge and understanding. And we're talking about godly wisdom here predominantly. And then verse 10 repeats a theme that we've had over and over again in Proverbs. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Knowing that he is God, and knowing that he has a way that he wants us to live, is not cowering in the corner thinking he's going to hit us for no reason at all. But the fear of the Lord is a respect and a reverence, and realizing that what he said to do and what he said not to do was for our good. And so when we have that kind of fear and reverence for God, we will always do well. and we'll continue to increase in our knowledge of the Holy One, and that is always a good thing, and it will pay dividends for the rest of your life. However, if you are wise, you'll be wise for yourself. Your own personal holiness is a blessing to you. Those things that God says to do and says not to do are for you, and it will be for your own good. But if you are around a scoffer, you alone will bear it. Scoffers typically don't ever change their mind. They just scoff. So I hope that you get wise and godly wisdom. I hope you're smart enough to know when a righteous person, a godly person gives you reproof or instruction, that it should be to your benefit, and you should be wise to listen and to consider seriously the wisdom and the advice that they've given to you. I hope that you'll do that. I hope that you'll remember that this whole first section is designed for young people, but it's for all of us. And so I hope that you'll realize that all that we've said in these first 9 chapters is instructions in righteousness for not just young people, but for everyone. And that we need to continue to increase in our wisdom and knowledge, and realize that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day. And again, thank you for all the birthday wishes.